This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor. Jason is up next in Seattle, Washington. Jason, how can we help today?
Hi, I have a question about when you go to full retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I currently are both 28. Baby steps 4, 5, and 6.
You're 28?
Yes.
And you're asking about the mandatory withdrawal? Well
Who
done,
hurt
brother.
you?
No, not mandatory. Not mandatory withdrawal, but when the stock market went down recently, it just got me thinking about it because I'm kind of a nerd.
No.
Jason, we're the same person. It's fine. Don't listen to John.
So, I mean, right now we have about $125,000 in retirement, not including my wife's pension. So I think we should be fine by the time we do retire.
Definitely.
But when, say, for example, this is a question I've never heard on the show. Say, for example, we only have $1 million in retirement.
Okay.
And you only want to pull off of the growth of the nest egg and never touch the nest egg. Well, if the stock market returns 10%, you then pull, $100,000. But the stock market only does 3%. Do you still want to pull 100 and leave you with 930 for the next year? Or would you only want to pull $30,000 and never touch the nest egg?
That's a great question. And if you meet with pretty much any financial planner, they're going to look at your whole situation and go, okay, let's have some cash reserves set aside so that in a market downturn, you don't create what's called a sequence of returns risk. And what that says is essentially what you're explaining is, hey, if you take 100,000 out when the market's down, and then the market's down the next year, and you take that same 100,000 out, you might never fully recover, quote unquote, back to your principal, right? The other theory is that you always need to have the principal balance no matter what. Well, that's a pretty insane theory. There's no rule that says you have to die with $5 million left in the bank. And so it's okay to see that balance go down over time. Obviously, the goal here is to not run out of money.
Mm-hmm.
And so what my goal personally when I'm in retirement age is to have so much money that it's not going to be a problem to pull the amount I need for expenses and some fun money. And on top of that, I'm going to have cash reserves likely of 1, 2, maybe even 3 years of living expenses set aside by retirement age in a liquid, high-yield savings account ready to protect me in case of those market downturns. So let's say the market was down 22% one year. Well, I'm probably just going to use my high-yield savings money that year and then replenish it when the market is back up.
That makes sense.
So that's a way to kind of mitigate all the risks, and you're not as worried about living off the retirement. But I just crunched the numbers for you. You're 28. By the age of 62, let's say you invest $1,000 a month on top of the 125 you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
That's $7 million. That's 62.
Yeah.
Not counting Social Security or pension.
I think we should be fine. I don't know if we can actually burn through that amount of money.
Exactly. And that's the thing. The nerds like us, Jason, these are problems we'll never actually experience.
I could burn through $7 million in a weekend, dude. I mean, man, your wife married well, brother, because I could put a hurting on $7 million.
But even taking out 1% of your $7 million portfolio in retirement, that's $70,000 a year at 1%, which means by the time you actually die, that portfolio is going to be like $50 million. Most likely, because it's going to continue to grow, far outpacing what you can spend. But it's a great discussion to have. It's a fun, nerdy discussion to have. And if it is something that you want more clarity on, I would connect with a SmartVestor Pro to go, hey, can you just lay this all out for me? I'm 28. Here's how much we're investing. Lay out all the scenarios. Run some simulations as to what could happen based on past market returns. But really, I just set it and forget it and go, it's going to be fine. I'm going to have more than enough. And you're not going to be riding the edge every year going, the market's down, I'm freaking out. You just go, yawn, it went from 7 million to 6.8, and we can still live to fight another day.
I do think, though, George, this is me clowning on myself a little bit. Like, I'm always telling people, don't look, it's a roller coaster, it's whatever. My parents are in their 70s. And so a dip or like a recession, I can go, you know what, there's recessions every 10 or 15 years, I'm going to be fine. That's scary. Right,
so what feels like a speed bump for John at your age feels like driving off a cliff.
If you got into the Ramsey, plan, and when you're in your 50s and you've just got enough to cover your bills, and suddenly the market's down 20% and you're 76, I guess it's a reminder to me to have compassion for folks who are watching this thing really closely, especially folks who are about to go to retirement or in retirement. That's scary because that's
Absolutely.
real impact on real money.
Yeah, I'm more flippant with a 28-year-old who's thriving than I would if this was a 68-year-old calling saying, I have $300,000 in my nest egg total. What should I do?
And the market just lost $7 trillion or whatever it did a couple weeks ago. Like it just got gnarly.
Yeah,
right?
and it's a great reminder of the importance of living below your means.
For a
Keeping your
long time.
expenses low every single year, no matter what, building for the future so that if the market does have a dip, you're going to be okay. You've got cash reserves. You have an emergency fund on top of that. And so that would be my encouragement to anyone out there who's on the path building for retirement. Now, if you're in retirement and you don't have money, that's a different problem.
Right.
But don't just sit on the sidelines going, well, I'm scared of the market, so I'm just going to put it in a savings account. You have a bigger risk there.
Right.
Inflation is going to eat away at your money. And so you've got to be investing. And if you want a free investing guide, we've got it for you. Just go to RamseySolutions.com/guide. It pretty much covers everything you would need to know about investing and more. And it's completely free.